Welcome back to the Crypto World channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now Ethereum is running into an important line of resistance. Does this mean Ethereum is about to see a pullback, or can we continue further to the upside? I'll be discussing that in just a moment alongside all of these other Ethereum patterns right now. And due to popular demand, I will be covering Cardano towards the end of this video, because right now Cardano is finally seeing the breakout that we've all been waiting for. So definitely make sure you're watching this video all the way to the end so that you're not missing out on any of this important information. And just before we jump into it, make sure to drop a like on the video down below. And if you're new to the channel, you might as well subscribe with notifications turned on so that you're not missing out on any of these future updates that I post every single day. But with all of that out of the way, let's get straight to what this video is about. So right here, we're on the Ethereum to US dollar chart on the 4-hour time frame. And as you can see here, this is basically the uptrend so far that Ethereum has experienced basically since the beginning of October. The subscribers would already know this chart by now because I've covered it quite a lot on the channel recently. But for the new viewers on the channel, these red lines are basically mapping out the weekend price action. So in the smaller gaps between the red lines just here, they are the weekends, and then the larger gaps are the weekdays. And that's just to simply give us an idea of what we can usually expect during weekends and during the week. For example, recently I was expecting Ethereum to have a bullish move on Monday, and we saw exactly that. And that's simply based off all of these previous Mondays back here during this uptrend. It was simply more likely for us to see a bullish start to the week than a bearish start to the week. But with that being said, you can clearly see that right now the price is running into this top line of resistance that has been holding down the price of Ethereum during this entire uptrend so far. On top of that, we're also towards the top of the RSI band in slightly overbought areas. And the last time that we reached these sort of areas in the RSI actually came right before just a small pullback to the downside. But keep in mind, even with these short-term pullbacks, we never once broke this uptrend. So it's important to mention that even though we can have short-term pullbacks along the way, in terms of the trends that we are in, I'm still very bullish on Ethereum. And by the way, right now this resistance line is coming in at around 4.9k approximately. So basically, if Ethereum can pretty quickly get above 4.9k towards 5,000 US dollars, then we are finally seeing a breakout to the upside. And if something like that happens, that means that this uptrend would no longer be growing at a linear rate, and we would be growing at an exponential rate, also known as going parabolic. And so obviously that would be an extremely bullish sign if we can start breaking above 4.9k to 5,000 US dollars really soon. But otherwise, if Ethereum cannot do that, then we could be due for a little bit more of a cool off here, possibly within the next couple days before more bullish price action later on. And just as a point of reference, this support line right now for Ethereum is coming in at just above 4,500, more specifically at around 4,550 US dollars per Ethereum. And do I think Ethereum is going to go down towards those levels? Well, I'm certainly not betting on that. Of course, it's possible. Like I was saying, if we get a rejection here, then it is certainly possible, but in no way would I be thinking about entering into a short position right now, as we're breaking into new all-time highs and we are clearly still in a strong uptrend. So basically, if we see another short-term cool-off, then that would just provide us with another buying opportunity, or potentially an opportunity to pick up a long position like all of these previous times back here. Obviously, that's not financial advice. That's just telling you my Ethereum strategy and what I'm looking at right now on the chart. But with that being said, zooming out to the 12-hour chart for Ethereum and just quickly updating you again on this fractal. I covered this yesterday on the channel, and basically this fractal just here was taken from this previous price action right back here. And obviously it is not a perfect fractal, but we have had quite a lot of similarities. For example, this pump to the upside, sideways consolidation, dip in the price, and then a recovery into a bit more of a sideways consolidation before another bullish move to the upside. So we basically saw all of that in this previous price action, which is these green bars, and also in the current price action, which is of course the candlesticks. And so if this does continue to play out, then this suggests a $5,000 Ethereum very soon, possibly within the next few days. And keep in mind, $5,000 is really not that far away for Ethereum, because measuring out from the current price to $5,000, that would be less than a 4% gain, only around a 3.5% gain for Ethereum. And Ethereum has had far bigger gains than that in a single day. So that is seriously how close Ethereum is getting to 5,000 US dollars. And after Ethereum breaks above 5,000 US dollars, obviously we need to start looking at some bigger price targets. And this is one price target that I've been talking about for over 3 weeks now on the channel. Of course, this is the huge cup and handle pattern on the daily time frame, and we've already played out the pattern and broken out to the upside with a successful retest confirming the breakout to the upside. But obviously we have not met the price target just yet, because the technical price target is coming in at around 6,200 US dollars per Ethereum, which by the way, from the current price where we are right now to that price target is still another 30% gain, which is still providing us a huge opportunity moving forward. And I got some comments on my recent Ethereum videos where I have been talking about that 6.2k price target, asking me if I think that that's going to be the top of the bull market, and in my opinion, Ethereum can go higher than that. That is just one of the first major price targets for Ethereum above the current price and above 5,000. Now, taking a quick look at Ethereum valued against Bitcoin on the 4-hour time frame, because as you can see here, we have experienced a small dip to the downside just over the past 1 to 2 days, which has obviously now broken this upwards trending parallel channel, and it's perfectly normal for Ethereum to have a pullback against Bitcoin when Bitcoin is breaking into a new all-time high. In fact, the last time that Bitcoin was looking really bullish, apart from where we are right now, that was back here during the beginning of October when Bitcoin was finally coming out of that bearish month of September. And as soon as that new wave of bullish price action began at the beginning of October, Ethereum did experience a pullback against Bitcoin. Now, during that time just there, it's not like Ethereum was crashing against the US dollar. This just means that Bitcoin during that time was outperforming Ethereum's gains. And if you were on the channel back then, I was saying that I was dollar cost averaging out of Bitcoin into Ethereum during the bearish price action here. And so far, anyone that did end up following me on that move around a month ago, right now you'll be in some nice profits, even after this short-term pullback that we've just experienced. And by the way, taking a look in the RSI, we're actually getting really close to oversold territories on the 4-hour RSI for Ethereum valued against Bitcoin. And the MACD is also getting pretty close to potentially another bullish cross sometime soon, but we haven't confirmed a new bullish cross just yet, so we haven't necessarily confirmed the bottom just yet. But with that being said, due to the RSI approaching oversold areas, I would expect a decent bounce sometime soon, whether it's right now or perhaps within the next 1 to 2 days, but basically sometime soon I would expect a decent bounce. But obviously that also depends on what Bitcoin is doing. If Bitcoin sees a major move to the upside again, then we're going to see more of a pullback for Ethereum valued against Bitcoin. And now getting into one of your most suggested altcoins in the comment section down below. I try and read almost every single comment on these videos, so seriously, if you have a suggestion, let me know in the comment section down below. And if a bunch of you are suggesting the same thing over and over, that's when I'll be sure to take that suggestion and turn it into a video here on the channel. And so that's exactly what I'm doing here with Cardano. This is the Cardano to US dollar chart on the 12-hour time frame, and what we can see here is obviously Cardano hasn't really been performing that great since around the beginning of September. But for those of you that were on the channel at the end of August leading into the beginning of September, I actually made multiple videos on the channel back then telling you that we are due for a lot of sideways price action for Cardano over the coming months. If you don't believe me, simply go back on the channel and look. The videos are there that I uploaded months ago saying that I do expect a lot of sideways price action coming soon. And that's simply because we've seen all of this sort of price action play out before. Right back here, we had a very bullish move to the upside leading into kind of a triple peak formation where we saw a triple bearish divergence on the larger timeframes like the 12-hour chart and the daily chart, for example. And just simply looking at what happened back here, after seeing all of those bearish divergences, we saw a pullback in the price of Cardano and a lot of sideways price action for a few months. And so once again, we saw the exact same thing play out just here with that massive bearish divergence on the 12-hour chart, the daily chart, all of that sort of thing. And when I was posting those videos a couple months ago, I said in those videos that the coming months for Cardano are going to be very boring, and there's going to be a lot of Cardano investors getting angry, annoyed, and frustrated at the price of Cardano with all of the sideways price action. But I said back then that that is going to give us the perfect opportunity to accumulate when everyone else is running away from Cardano. Because the thing with crypto, if you want to make the biggest gains, you can't be chasing the market. You need the market to come to you, which requires a lot of patience, and that usually comes with experience in the market. And over the past 2 months, the Cardano price has definitely come towards us, giving us an amazing entry point right now at these cheaper prices compared to where we were a couple months ago. And we're only just beginning to break out above this major point of resistance, which was previously coming in at around $2.12 approximately. And that's after we continued to find support in this huge support range, coming in between $1.90 and around $2. And so if you're looking at this price action from the point of view of a triangle pattern, then we can measure out a price target like this, and that is coming in at around $2.80 approximately, which from the current price of Cardano to that price target is a 21 to 22% gain for Cardano. But keep in mind, we have some Fibonacci levels to pay attention to. As you can see, we're currently running into the 38.2% Fibonacci level, coming in at around $2.31 approximately. But if we can see a confirmed break above that level, then we do technically have the 50% level coming in at around $2.46. But really the next most important Fibonacci level above the 38.2% Fibonacci level is the golden pocket coming in at around $2.60, which is obviously just underneath that technical price target from this triangle pattern. So those are a few of the price targets that I'm looking at right now for Cardano versus the US dollar. Keep in mind, the RSI on the 12-hour chart is starting to enter into overbought territories, which means the price of Cardano is getting a little bit overheated right now in the shorter term. But with that being being said, if you're simply looking at this previous price action, we can go a lot further into overbought territories before we finally start topping out into another correction. But for now, it's just something to keep an eye on. And looking in the 12-hour MACD, we are looking really bullish right now in the 12-hour MACD. And taking a look at Cardano valued against Bitcoin on the daily time frame, this is very interesting because right now we are getting a perfect bounce from this exact level of support, which we previously found support along back here and also back here with that wick to the downside. And also previously we found huge resistance at this exact point back here. So this level is definitely one of the most important levels to pay attention to on the Cardano to Bitcoin chart. And that is coming in at around 3,100 Satoshis, which is 0.000031 Bitcoin per Cardano. If Cardano can continue to hold those levels just there, then we could be in for another move like back here or back here, for example. And just measuring out those moves, this first one was a 60% gain in 5 days. And keep in mind, that is a 60% gain against Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin is performing well against the US dollar, that means Cardano is performing even better against the US dollar. But this second time round, Cardano pumped around 100% to the upside in just over 3 weeks. So basically in 3 weeks, Cardano doubled its value against Bitcoin. And what that actually means for the beginners out there is basically if you put 1 Bitcoin into Cardano back here, which is essentially selling your Bitcoin to buy Cardano with those funds, then in those 3 weeks that Cardano was going to the upside against Bitcoin and having that 100% gain, at the top just here, if you moved all of that Cardano that you accumulated with your Bitcoin down here back into Bitcoin, so you sold that Cardano and bought back into Bitcoin, then you basically would have turned 1 Bitcoin into 2 Bitcoin. You would have doubled your Bitcoin. And what's very interesting about that 100% gain that we saw during August this year is if you simply bring out the Fibonacci extensions from this previous swing high down to this swing low just here, what we can see is the 1618 Fibonacci level, the golden ratio coming in at this exact peak at around 6,250 Satoshis. But we did find a bit of short-term resistance in between the golden pocket and the 78.6% Fibonacci level. So if we simply draw out the Fibonacci levels just like this, what we can see is first of all, the golden pocket is coming in at around 5,130 Satoshis, which from the current price to the golden pocket is around a 50% gain. But if Cardano makes another move towards the golden ratio, just like what we saw the last time, then as you can see just here, the golden ratio is coming in at around 8,260 Satoshis, which by the way, from the current price of Cardano valued against Bitcoin to that price target is a 140% gain. And once again, that gain is against Bitcoin. So as always, the bearish times in the market give us some of the best opportunities to get in before the bullish times begin. Because by the time we already see a major move to the upside, like back here, for example, you don't want to be buying the top. So that means that you do not want to be chasing the market and you do not want to be buying after we already experienced bullish price action. If you've done your research and you know the project is a solid project like Cardano, then the ideal buying opportunities are once again after we experience a lot of bearish price action, just like what we've seen for Cardano recently over the past few months. But anyway, I better stop the video here before it gets too long. I hope you enjoyed and I hope you got something valuable out of this video. And if you did, make sure to leave a like down below. And if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe with notifications turned on for more updates just like this every single day. The channel is growing so fast right now and we're definitely on track to hitting 100,000 subscribers by the end of this year. And honestly, I can't thank you guys enough for all of that amazing support. And before you click off, for the new viewers on the channel, make sure you're checking out one of these uploads if you haven't already. I've got a trading tutorial video showing you how I trade crypto and a passive income video showing you how I earn passive income every day on my crypto holdings. But anyway, that is really everything I have to say for this video. I really hope you enjoyed and I'll see you all in the next video.